Chapter 13. Have some faith. The fact of the matter is, Sean was a complete control freak. He was absolutely the worst. But of all the things he did for control, this might have been one of the most despicable ones. We were in the bad boy office one evening, sitting in the lounge area, enjoying a meal. Sean was smoking one of those big cigars he liked when Faith entered and sat down with us. She seemed relaxed as she said, "Hey guys." I smiled. I never had any bad vibe from the marvelous Faith Evans. We never talked about the wild time the three of us shared at one of Sean's parties. I gave her a hug. "Hey girl, what's up?" Sean smiled and asked, "Hey, what brings you out?" She addressed Sean saying, "Look, when you asked me to hook up with Chris, I understood. You needed to control him. I felt honored that you would choose me to monitor one of your most valuable assets. Chris is sweet." Sean laughed and said, "Honestly, I knew you would be good. Make the big man feel loved. I don't feel good about this at all, Sean." Sean got that look in his eye he gets before he blows his top. Faith saw it also. She treaded carefully. "Sean, you know I'm as loyal as they come." Sean leaned forward, unintentionally threatening, and said in a low-toned voice, "Yeah." "But Sean, Chris and I had a child together." Sean leaned back. He let out a deep breath. "I'm going to take care of you. You're not like Chris. You're loyal." Faith had a tear in her eye as she responded, "He didn't have to die." This is getting very touchy. Did she know? Did she suspect? Was this her trying to find out if Sean intentionally killed Biggie? I wanted to ask, but of course there was no way of doing that. This is so crazy. Sean sighed and replied, "He didn't. Don't get me wrong. I miss him, but he was leaving me anyway. No one cares about my pain." Classic narcissistic Sean. It's all about him. I was sickened for a moment, but his next sentence made me feel for him anyway. I wanted to share all this with him. He was my man. Faith couldn't hide the anger that flared in her eyes, but she knew who she was talking to. She was careful as she spoke. "Sean, you have your friends you shared things with." Sean sat forward again, this time with malicious intention as he queried, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" "Chris had no one, only you." Sean lost it. "That fat fuck and that other piece of shit I had you fuck." I interjected while in shock. "You had her fuck Pop?" Sean glared at me as he answered, "Yes, fucking Pac. Those motherfuckers were going to try to start their own label and compete with me. Me! Me! After all I did for that fat fuck, nah. I wasn't using resources to protect that motherfucker. No fucking way." As Faith started to cry, Sean looked at her and softened slightly. He spoke a little calmer. "Look, I didn't hate him. I was hurt, but I didn't hate him. I'll make sure you and CJ are taken care of." Without words, Faith got up to leave. As she turned, Sean spoke softly. "Faith." She ignored him. He called to her again, "Faith." She exited quickly. Sean just looked at me and said, "Damn." I really didn't know what to say. Sean just told Faith that he wouldn't protect her husband because he was going to leave Bad Boy. From a business perspective, I didn't disagree with Sean there. If you're leaving and creating competition for him, why would he spend resources on you? So I hugged Sean, but I also knew he didn't have to send Chris to California. I wondered if he realized that he sentenced him to death. He hugged me back with tears in his eyes as he asked, "How the fuck am I the bad guy? Huh? I fucking do nothing but bust my ass to make everyone live comfortably. Am I supposed to just let niggas walk all over me?" As I held him in a comforting embrace, I replied, "No, baby." He took me right there on the couch. Like I said, Stockholm Syndrome. Chapter 14, Outshine. This particular evening, I was at Sean's house and Quincy was staying with a friend. It was some alone time for Sean and I, until the doorbell rang and Sean got up to answer it. I heard a woman yelling and quickly realized that it was Jennifer Lopez, or better known to the world as J-Lo. "Sean, what the fuck?" she blasted. Sean calmly responded, "Relax, baby. Why the hell did you have to start shooting? Isn't that what we have bodyguards for?" Normally, when these kinds of situations arise, I remain quiet and just listen. I play my position, you could say, but I wasn't paying attention to the news for the last day or so, and even though it would be the only thing anyone would talk to me about for months, no one had spoken to me about it yet. So I entered the foyer, asking, "What's going on?" Jennifer exploded at me. "What's going on? What's going on? This nigga shot up a damn club." My jaw dropped, looking back and forth between the two. Sean spoke soothingly. "Jen, you gotta calm down." Jennifer was having none of it. She continued, "Calm down? Calm down? You shot up a bunch of innocent people, Sean." Sean placed his hand on her forearm. It's a bonding technique. He was shrewd in handling her. He does this to me too. Even if you know what's happening, it works. It's an intimate contact without being personal. He was aiming to disarm her. This did not seem to immediately sway Jennifer as he continued. "Why in the hell do you think Biggie's replacement will take the fall for you?" Biggie's replacement? Wait, could she be talking about... I had to know. Are you talking about Shine? Jennifer didn't even look at me as she responded. "Yes, fucking Shine." Sean continued with a calm and even voice. "Relax, the situation is under control." Jennifer was not calming down. She went on, "They contacted my attorney for my statement, and there are a lot of witnesses, Sean. There is no way you're going to get away with this." Sean's arrogance can be immeasurable at times. He laughed as he asked, "You doubting me?" I couldn't believe it. I had to know. "Sean, what could you offer him that would make him do a bid for you?" "Like what the fuck?" Jennifer also remarked. "And what if he falters halfway through his sentence and starts talking?" Sean responded as calmly as ever. "He won't do that. People in jail don't cross-connected people on the outside." That's what it says. I guess it's a typo, ladies. Jennifer looked deflated. "So you'll kill him too? How much does she know?" "Look, I'm not going to threaten anyone. Sean is smart and loyal. He knows how it works, and when he gets out, he'll be well taken care of." Jennifer spoke defiantly. "Sean, they want to question me. I'm not perjuring myself. I am not going to jail over this." Sean seemed so in control. I admired him for it at this point, but my spirit was broken. I felt bad for Jennifer. She catches one bad break after another, and this was a really bad break. Sean spoke with confidence. "Relax, come in and have a drink. Have your lawyers call mine. You'll never see the witness stand, I promise." Jennifer wasn't so sure. She asked him, "How can you possibly know that?" Sean smiled as he replied, "Between Shine's confession and the witnesses that gave their accounts, the cops won't need much else. The statement from your lawyer will be fine." Jennifer's next concern popped up. She explained, "My attorney, Sean, he's good, but he won't do this." Beaming with confidence, the way only a man with his net worth can, Sean responded, "Sure he will." Jennifer shook her head defiantly as she responded, "Sean, you don't know him." Sean's unbreakable confidence was ruling the day. Jennifer was giving in as he told her with a smile, "I got this." "Sean, are you sure?" Sean gave a wink. "My attorneys handle situations. Give him my number too." Jennifer seemed leery as she asked, "You're not going to threaten my attorney?" Sean laughed as he replied, "No, of course not. Money talks, baby." He turned to me and said, "Take her inside and pour her a drink." I had questions of my own. "But you were going to make Shine the label's go-to man? What are you going to do now?" Sean looked disappointed as he responded. He had the voice, but his flow, he sighed. "Well, Artists with his talent are a dime a dozen. Looking at Jen, he continued, he's not a once-in-a-lifetime find like Jennifer Lopez. Now he's throwing on the charm. Despite the situation, she blushed slightly. Sean continued, let's grab that drink. Let me handle this attorney situation. Relax. Don't worry. We left the foyer and went to have a seat in the living room. He tried to make a threesome happen that night. It didn't work out. Not that day. Chapter 15. Queen Bitch. Kimora Simmons and I went out to have drinks. She was looking at me seductively, and I was turned on. We were gonna go back to my place afterwards. But suddenly, after a sip of my drink, I felt like I had to vomit. I excused myself and barely made it to the ladies' room when I came back. Kimora asked, you feeling okay? I'm fine. I have been under the weather the last couple of days. I think I'll head home. She said, your breasts are looking kind of plump there, girl. Embarrassed, I whispered, not in public. She replied simply, are you pregnant? I was taken completely aback. Why the hell would you say that? She let it sit there for a minute. I bet in her head she was like, wait for it. Then it hit me. Shit. She gave me a minute before continuing. So what you gonna do? I didn't understand. Gonna do? If it's not Sean's. Fuck, if it is. With the shock wearing off, the scope of the situation began to take hold. I responded, I better get a test. She looked at me with pity. Damn, girl, good luck. After what he did to Chris, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. The desire that was in her eyes before I got sick was all but gone. As I began to stand, I realized what she said to me, and I paused. She looked at me flatly and said, ain't nobody stupid, girl. I didn't know what to say. The question still lingered in my mind, despite everything I knew. Did Puffy intentionally kill Chris? She brought me back to the moment by saying, go. Not knowing what else to say, but knowing I had to deal with my situation right now, I replied, I'll hit you up. She sighed and simply repeated, good luck. Chapter 16, Christian. The next day, I was sitting on my couch deep in thought when my doorbell rang. I went to let Sean in. This was going to be scary. We made our way back to the living room and we sat down. Quincy was asleep. Sean seemed legitimately concerned. What's so urgent? I didn't know what else to do. I just blurted it out. I'm pregnant. The air in the room was as thick as J-Lo. He was quiet. What is he thinking? He asked the obvious question. Are you sure? I spoke rapidly. I was on the pill. I'll get rid of it. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to know. That's wonderful. This is great. I was so confused. Huh? You're not mad? He laughed. Mad? No. Why would I be mad at this wonderful news? I'm going to be a dad with the woman I love. I love bearing my child. With the woman I love bearing my child. What could possibly be better? He jumped right on the phone and called one of his besties. I could hear Will Smith congratulating him. Sean said, yeah, definitely. Hold on. Kim, baby. I was still in awe of the fact that he didn't get angry. And yes, I will admit, I was sure he was going to hit me. So it was with relief when I replied, yes. He told me excitedly, we got to have a party. His excitement was contagious. I was getting really excited too. Yes, a gender reveal, and he cut me off. Yes, of course, we're going to do all of that. But everyone is going to want to sleep with you right before you give birth. My heart sank in my chest. Everybody is going to want to sleep. To what? Sean went on with the same excitement. Well, not everybody, Will, Jada, XXX. Sean, I'm having your baby. He verbally waved me off. It'll be fine. I couldn't help myself. I just started crying. Sean grew quiet on the phone, then spoke low. I'll call you back. He hung up and took me by the hand. Baby, I never asked anything from you. I tried to see him through the tears streaming down my face. I couldn't believe the words coming out of his mouth. I tried to speak. Sean, he cut me off. I provide everything anyone could ever want. Do you want for anything? Sobbing, I replied, no, but he continued. This is the kind of thing I have to do in order to continue giving you this comfortable lifestyle, where you live in the lap of luxury and get to be on TV, shows, and in movies. I know you don't want this, but you want all of this to go away? A whimper is all I could manage. No. He continued softly. Then we got to do this. I said, but Sean, I don't believe in all this spiritual crazy shit. We got here because you're brilliant, not because of the sex parties. He replied, do you trust me? I did. My soul was so broken. I did. I responded, yes. He sighed as he said, then let's just do what we need to do to keep what we have. As I nodded, yes, he pulled me into a hug. Thank you, baby. We are going to have a beautiful baby. He ordered me some food, and that night I cried myself to sleep. I was going to be gangbanged at 9 months pregnant. I want my child out of this life. My child's going to have a good biblical name, a heavy Christian name. They are not going to take his soul.